one of my plants that's been really getting a glow up, and I say getting a glow up because we're not really there yet, is my cebu pothos. And today I'm going to help it glow up some more by filling it up. Hello, my name is Balisa. Welcome to Plants and Things, which are what plants and things. So here's the plant in question, which you guys have seen a couple of times on the channel, but I did chop it up quite a bit. It was growing like a couple of strands were really long. But my big thing that I want for this plant is for it to be super full and lush, because those are the picture. That's the picture I had when I got this plant. And I got it when it was like really dinky. It was basically the size, like this has 2 plants in it, and it was that. It was that when I got it. And then it grew its little one strand. Actually, I don't think I even allowed it to grow its one strand. I cut it up to try fill it up. So it's been a long journey, but here we are now. It's a bit full inside, but not really. So I do have some of the propagations. I do not know where the others are. So yeah, this is looking really full and lush. And my intent at first was to sell it, but I'm like, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. So this plant is really still very difficult to find in South Africa. And a plant this size, like maybe like grown a bit, is 400 Rand, which is about $20. So things are a bit ridiculous still with this plant. And I think I got mine for half the price like 2 years ago. Yeah, that size for half the price for like $10. So we have been walking a really long journey, and the journey continues today. And I'm going to fill it up in this pot, and I'm dripping water everywhere. I am going to fill it up in this pot, just add a couple of these. I am also actually wanting to propagate, like chop, because this is growing so wonky. I'm not sure what it's trying to do. So I am going to be cutting this as well. I've decided I'm going to cut this strand. Yeah. And then I also am going to cut the strand of this one, but then I'm assuming this one is rooted. So I'm going to prop the base. Is that what we call it? And then the top cutting, which I'm going to propagate. I'm going to propagate. Why am I saying that twice? Anyway, anyway, that's my plan for today. Yeah. I don't really think I'm going to need all that much soil, because I am going to keep the plant in this planter because it is really bare at the back. But look at those roots. There is a lot going on here. But it is going back in here because I want it to be full and lush before it goes to any other pot. So I don't really think I'm going to use much of the soil, but I brought it anyway just in case. And I do have my scissors down here. Look at me being organized. So yeah, I'm going to see what's going on with this guy. Oh, wow. These roots are serious. I don't want to disturb the roots all that much, she says, as she, okay. I really don't though, but I think I'm going to have to. Let's see what's going on here. This is honestly my favorite. I do think I up-potted the mother plant too soon, and I should have kind of waited and upgraded it. Like I think this looks great because it's like lush in its pot size, and this didn't look, I don't want to say it looked terrible, but it didn't look great in this little planter. So this is the sort of thing that I am looking for going forward. Okay, this is getting, yeah, but the roots are looking great, at least. So this plant is doing a whole lot better. I think most of my plants, though, are doing a whole lot better this year. And I think that is because I am letting them live their lives instead of constantly being like, what's going on now? What's going on now? What's going on now? Let's do this. Okay. These roots aren't so extensive, which means I actually could just plonk this. Okay. Could just plonk that. This. Okay, let's see how extensive these roots are. Okay, these are also not like, okay, these are roots. These are roots. I want to cut it here because I want to make as many plants as possible. Yeah, and the roots are established enough that, oof. Okay, I'm doing it. I did it. I did it. Okay, that's another plant that's going in there. And then let's see what's going on with this guy. Wow, this plant is rooted. And I guess I did mention it in a video, last week's video, where I was talking about my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, that one thing about cebu blue, not cebu blue, pothos specifically, but pothos generally are much easier to propagate. But I guess that's also true really about syngoniums as well, which, as I say that, I remember a friend of mine said, that is the most said word in my videos, syngoniums. So, okay, so I'm gonna try to, because I really don't want to do anything with this side. Okay, I'm just gonna put that side in. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. I think this needs actual space. Ooh, okay, there's space. I definitely am going to be doing this a couple more times because when I say I want this to be full, I want it to be as full as, I'll show you with my golden pothos how full and beautiful that plant is, and it does also need to be uppotted. I forgot that I wanted to actually cut this as well, so I think I'm playing games with what I'm trying to do here, and I think I'm actually going to have to detangle everything. Here's a little dinky one. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to detangle. I think I'm also, oh, this is the one I wanted to cut. Okay. I'm gonna cut it while we're here so I don't have to, okay, cut. Yeah, it has a little node growing in at the bottom. Let me show you. And make a mess everywhere after trying to not make a mess. I don't know where you can see the little dinky growth point there. Okay, so, oh, I actually did not make a mess. That is very surprising. But yes, I am gonna have to, okay, this is also rooted. Okay, this too. Okay, these are rooted as well. There are quite a few. That's very exciting. Okay, so I am, ooh. Are these the roots of the little one or the bigger one? Okay. Okay, the little one also has pretty extensive roots. And then I don't love when it's bare stemmed. So I think I'm going to put it more like this and add a bobby pin for this to lie down and see whether that roots as well. Yeah. So I don't like the bare stemmedness. And then this cat, okay, I've committed to detangling everything. So I'm gonna do that. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I'm really trying not to break these. This is much easier than detangling my hair. So, okay, and I think these are fine. Ooh, it still has the sphagnum because I remember I did root this in sphagnum and I kept it moving. Okay, this has 2 little growth points. Okay, great. So I am reusing the soil. So it's a thing I do if it's fine. And this actually reminds me of the fact that this is also one of the plants that came with gnats. It was this one, my Syngonium albo, and my variegated / domino peace lily. Those came with a gnat infestation. And I know people, but I wonder, because gnats also, you know what? I have a terrible, terrible habit. I'm not finishing a sentence and then like jumping off to the next thing. And then I'm like, oh, but you knew what I meant. I was actually like the thing that people do when they quarantine. That is very wise. That is very wise. Okay, I'm just going to have this guy, as I said, lie down so that maybe more of this can root and we can see where we get with that. And then there's this guy who is also rooted. Great. Okay, the root must be inside. Yeah, so I think the quarantining is a good thing. But also once I found out about the fungus gnat killer, I think I'm less like about fungus gnats, not all pests in the world. I always try to position the plant a particular way, but actually it'll just grow in and yeah, get to where it needs to go. Yeah. I wonder whether this was helpful, this derooting, because now everything's everywhere again. So was it helpful? Unclear. Unclear. I think this just has a really long stem, but okay, I'm actually going to make it lie down as well. Okay, this is where we are at now. So kind of still bare at the back. I think I'm going to try am I going to try directly root? Okay. I don't know what my plan is, honestly. I suspect I have no plan, and I'm just hoping for the best. I have more plants, which is great. Do I have more space? No. But they are all going in there. Oh my goodness. No, this was a terrible plan. I have to start from scratch. I think I should do it more. Whew, this is an I suddenly felt really overwhelmed. And I was like, what am I doing? Okay. So let me line them all together. I think that will be better. What's going on with you? Okay. 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 Yeah, I think this is much better. I hope it's going to translate in the same way into the pot. And it is. Why wasn't I doing this to begin with? Okay. Ooh. I wonder. Ooh, this is full? Okay. I think they are going to lie down and lean as time goes, which is fine. Question mark? Yeah. Okay. Just a little soil at the bottom. This is a much better way of doing things. Okay. I am going to remove. Am I going to remove this root? No, because this is another plant who's. Let's see whether. Okay, it seems like a leaf must still sprout from here. Look at me saying must. Okay, it seems like a leaf is still going to sprout, so I'm just going to leave this crusty leaf that I wanted to take out before I even started this video. I'm going to leave it on. And then I think there's another one. Okay, that I'm just going to chuck in there. And I think those are all. Yeah. Okay, I must remember to chuck that guy in there because that guy has no leaf. This was better, infinitely better. I don't know what I was doing beforehand. I was trying to take a shortcut. And you know when you try to take a shortcut and then the shortcut becomes the long cut. So that was what was happening there. Also, the tricky thing, I did water this plant recently. I'm trying to keep my plants watered. I could do a better job. I will admit that. But I watered it recently. So it is like wet. Which makes the patting down, when you do that, kind of pointless. But let's hope for the best for this plant. So I actually then have to check the little air pockets and also dirty my nails. Ooh. But I definitely still love playing with soil and will not stop. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. This is much fuller than what we started with. I think going forward, I'm just going to try shimmy them. Like as I'm filling the plant up, I'm just going to shimmy these wherever. I don't know whether that will actually work, but I saw somebody have a tool, like I was a knitting needle vibe, and like poke a hole and then add a plant. And I think I'm just going to do that, which means I have to be on top of planting the plant, like planting the propagations before the plant grows really long. There are definitely still air pockets in here. But hopefully that too will fill out, because you know, also as you water, the water like runs in, so hopefully that'll be a thing. And yeah, I say as I continue to this is so dirty. Like the planter is so full of soil, but this is definitely full. Just on the sides there is, but this is definitely a fuller plant. This plant size definitely fits this planter. I don't know what I was doing before. I think I just really like this planter, and I still do. But yeah, I was playing games. So it is probably going to take a couple of weeks for the plant to like grow into the place where it's at. I did show in my plants that I'm loving, I think it's plants that I'm loving, some video that there's a space where I would like this plant to eventually go when it's like big and beautiful and lush. But I am enjoying this phase of having my plants grow, because I think for the first many couple of years, I mean, not that I've had plants for many years, but a lot of times I was propagating my plants and not really allowing them to grow really big and lush. And I just realized that my plants are growing so big and lush and gorgeous, and I am enjoying how they look in their mature form. And I think that's a big part of what I'm going to be doing, is like letting my plants breathe and grow. Still propagating, I mean, as I did today. Which reminds me that I actually need to, I think I want to put this, I'm going to propagate this into this, is what I meant to say. And I'm going to put 3 in there. 1. So my phone stopped recording as I was doing these propagations, but basically they look really crusty. And I put 3 in each, and I've decided to water propagate this, which I actually can. I'm just going to take this leaf because, you know, it's crusty. So I'm going to water propagate these, and I'm actually just going to add them to a jar that already has things in it, because if you're a plant person, you know that there are always propagations lying around. So that's why I'm going to add this. And I also washed this plant, so I will do a wee bit of a close-up because it looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, there is, of course, water. Just put that there. But yeah, this is, I was trying not to drip everywhere, but it's over. But look at how gorgeous that plant looks. So much fuller, so much lusher. Yes, there is a crusty leaf, but this blue, like this, it's like a greenish, darkish greenish silver blue, is looking really gorgeous. And yeah, looking forward to doing more propping and adding plants into this. This is really heavy for one hand. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you next time. Bye.